Hi folks, and welcome to this session of SCMT698, your comprehensive final exam class. I'm Dr. Jeffrey T. Fowler, and I'm going to be your instructor for this session. There's a few things we need to go over. Some of you have probably had me during your program, so you're probably familiar with how I do things. The SCMT698 class is a little bit different. It does not have weekly forums other than 4 sample questions. These questions are designed to be something like those that you will see on the comprehensive final exam in terms of content, how they look, how they're framed, and that sort of thing. Obviously they're not the actual questions, but they will give you a very good idea of what you can expect, and I will provide feedback on each one of those for you. Those 4 sample questions are mandatory. So you won't be able to take the comprehensive final exam until you finish those 4 questions, but I don't think that will be a problem. The second thing is that this exam is a proctored exam. How this works is that in week 5, in the course announcement for that week, there is a discussion of how this is accomplished. So in week 5 we'll talk about that. The proctor has to be approved by the proctoring section at APUS AMU, and there is a process for that. So we'll be looking at that in week 5. Other than that, in this particular course, unlike others, there are no other assignments. Your job is to prepare yourself for that comprehensive final exam. Now, I will tell you that the comprehensive final exam comprises of all the information and data that you have gathered throughout your program. I know this can sound very daunting, but it really is not that bad. Bear in mind that the questions are not going to be, so to speak, down in the weeds. In other words, I'm not going to ask you, for example, barriers at an airport. What particular type of barrier do you like and why? No, I'm not going to ask questions like that. The questions are designed to test your knowledge of those broad, fundamental principles underlying the security management profession. So those broad underlying principles are things like, for example, risk analysis, threat assessment, vulnerability assessment, convergence, terrorism, ethical issues, those sorts of big, broad areas of interest within the profession. So those are the kinds of things that we're going to be looking at. You should, hopefully, have quite a bit of data that you've amassed over the period of your program. And by that I mean, papers you've written, research you've done, that sort of thing. Books, maybe. I know books, people don't keep books as long perhaps as they used to when I was a graduate student or undergraduate student. But those are the sorts of things that you're going to want to review a lot of that information, because that's not going to be provided in this course other than some information in the syllabus to give you representative examples of things that you might be looking at. So that is a basic overview of the course. I hope this wasn't convoluted. We professors tend to do that. In the classroom, in the syllabus link, you will see my campus email address, and of course your primary means of communication with me should be through the email system in that classroom session. That we have 2 different email systems. We have my campus and we have the one in the Sakai classroom. So my preference is for you always to use the one in the classroom if at all possible. When you enter an email to me in the classroom, uncheck the block that says send it to an alternate email address. Unless you uncheck that block, it will send me the identical message in my campus and in the classroom. and I really don't like having 2 copies of the same message. That can become time consuming, and I don't have much time. So let's not do that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I should tell you initially about the course. I don't think so. During the period of the course, I'll post in the classroom my cell phone number and my office phone number. So you will have those. On exam day, at times, the proctor may have some difficulty logging into the exam. I will let you know that you should be at rest about that, because I carry the password and login with me no matter where I am. And you can always reach me by my cell phone or my home phone, and I can get you into the exam remotely. So don't panic if that happens to you. Even if I don't get back to you perhaps in 15-20 minutes or something. You know, if I'm traveling and I can't get to my computer right away, but I can actually talk your proctor into login over the phone, so that shouldn't be a problem. Other than that, congratulations on reaching this point. That is a great achievement. I can just imagine, I remember how I felt when I reached this point in my master's program, which was considerably more unconventional than this one, but still it was very exciting. So I wish you all the best. I'll be in touch, and have a great day.